Sup, freaks? If you guys do not want to hear the following pitch, then you can just skip forward to... Nah. Guys, my Patreon has been updated. There's new stuff on there for you to go and check out. In fact, there are 2 new covers on there right now, unreleased, that you can go listen to. Not to mention a backlog of audiobooks, other covers, as well as the new ones I've just uploaded, and also vlog music that I used to use back in the day. It's all on there. Also, the merch is being sent out this week. Hopefully, it's all bagged and ready to go. And if you want to make sure that your order is in there, then make sure you order before the 10th. So drop your orders now. Make sure you get in there. There's a few more t-shirts left, so get in there while you can. There's signed prints as well, so you can go check those out. Emos! I hate them. I remember when emos first became a thing, the societal norm for the youth of that generation. I know people are gonna be like, but Jake, emo started back in the 90s and the 80s. No, they didn't. Not the way that it is and has been from like 2003. There was a very specific and very popular and very prolific brand of emo that started in 2003 and is still popular today. Though, albeit a more healthy version of emo, because when I remember emo, whenever that first came out, it was awful. It was deeply toxic. They romanticized unaliving yourself, self-H, and as if those things weren't bad enough, it also commandeered metal and made it whiny as hell. So that's where my contention with emos comes from, when they ruined metal. Anyway, I don't know why I'm complaining that emos are pretending that their darker, more toxic past doesn't exist and instead just perpetuate this new idea of emo being a fun, quirky thing that we all used to do when we were teenagers, except this guy. I didn't have an emo phase. Elitist metalhead, then J-rock fan, Goth. So I feel like we're gonna find like a lot of emo TikTok because there's no elitism in emo. Nobody wanted to be it, and being in it was super easy because the music was actually good. I can't believe I just said those words. And that's why it continues today, because the music was actually good. It was actually fun. It was actually diverse. There was a lot to it. Emo music went as soft as Simple Plan to as heavy as Suicide Silence. I'm a firm believer that that wimpy, whiny, baby post-hardcore bullshit that happened in 2006 is definitely part of the emo subculture. So we're just gonna jump into this right now. More goth than emo, to be perfectly honest. I think Misfits fits into that, right? Misfits has always been one that I've kind of struggled to categorize personally. Not because I can't quite figure out the genre of music. It's more just I can't sit through more than 3 seconds of a single track. Let's see if we can get into some actual high-class emo content here.
Why was there bacon in the soup?
Oh, he means that kind of fur. I thought, like, fur lining. The old-fashioned emos, the originals. Yeah, that's what we wanted. That was a terrible TikTok, by the way. Let's not confuse e-boys with emos, okay? E-girls and e-boys are just victims of the internet, okay? That they're not a subculture. They're a disease. It's actually not dead, no. Brilliant. Love seeing elder emos. It was so weird, man. Back in the day, there was emos, but no one would admit they were. They were like, I just like how this looks, and I just like how this sounds, but I'm not an emo. Because it was the most shameful thing to be. Man, emo was so big, it was almost mainstream, wasn't it? It's like, it almost permeated that weird thin line that separates alternative subcultures and the normies. Kind of like nu metal in the 90s. That shit was everywhere, and it was the best. Alternative culture will never ever be that relevant ever again. Nu metal? Like, nu metal songs were in mainstream movies. They don't do that anymore. It was so big, it was so popular. That'll never happen again. There is now a clear division between alternative subculture and the rest of the world. I hated every single one of those bands. Oh my god, like, you know when you were a kid and your mom would take you shopping or something and you just hear like the scraping of the clothes hangers and dull, inoffensive music playing and the murmuring of other shoppers and the smell of new clothes, and you were just like, Oh, God, I'd do anything not to be here. And your knees would start to, like, just buckle under the boredom. Whenever I see these bands, yeah, like Black Veil Brides, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, I'm just like, ugh. Also, what was your comfort video? I'm sure everyone has a comfort video, so I have a few. So let me explain. My comfort video, music-related comfort video, was the Anywhere But Home tour documentary for Evanescence back in 2004 or something like that. I got really into Evanescence at an early age. I think I was like 14, 15. It's hard to say. I think I was 13. But a girl I liked when I was 13 gave me the album because it was her favorite and I was the best guitarist in the school. So I thought I'll impress her with my skills of learning songs by ear within 5 minutes. I took the album home and I listened to it and I absolutely loved it. Because I'd already seen Going Under, but I hadn't heard anything else. So I sat there, learned the entire album, bought it back for her, and then started playing the songs. And yes, she was super duper impressed, and we went out for like a week. Neither of us were emotionally equipped to actually be in a relationship. But that week that I had that CD, because it had the Anywhere But Home like bonus DVD, I would watch this tour diary over and over again. It was the best thing, and it became my dream to go on tour. I did actually go on tour 2 years ago. Very, very far from being the dream experience, but playing live for you guys was the best. That was the best part. Everything else about being on tour was garbage. So I'd love to do another tour at some point so I can right those wrongs. So yes, the Evanescence tour diary, that was my comfort video. Also, AVGN, the first 5 seasons, can't be beat. And then Game Grumps as well, because I've been watching Game Grumps since they made their first episode. Yes, I'm that old. They released the first episode in like 2012, and around that time, I was big fans of JonTron and Egoraptor, and they both made a video being like, hey, we're starting Game Grumps. So I was there day one. I remember watching the first episode, and every episode they posted for like a year, and then Danny came in, and then I stopped watching. I watched them now, but I was upset, okay? So yeah, leave a comment. Tell me what your comfort video is on YouTube. Super-de duper cringe. Super awful cringe. Ah, cringe. The vanity. Super cringe. But then again, emo kids were, so congratulations. Dead on. Super authentic. Applause. Oh, I mean, no faces are in this, but we can already tell it's super emo. Oh, God. It's a tortoise! It's an emo tortoise! It's an emo tortoise! You have a t-shirt that literally says emo girls on it. There's like a million bands you could have chosen from that would have said that you were emo way more than a t-shirt saying emo girls could have said. I swear if the tortoise is wearing an actual emo band t-shirt, making the tortoise more emo than the girl in this, I am going to destroy this entire room. Oh, it's just a belt. It's just a belt. It's a belt and a blank black top. I thought that was print. I love the beanie that the tortoise is wearing. This brightened up my day. Yay, tortoise dressed as an emo. I did not expect that. Oh, God. Oh, I forgot how much I hated emo kids, man. It's like their primary function was to be as cringe and awful as possible. Like, you know the RAR X3 pokes you, runs away, kind of like online texty, chatty, talky stuff? That was emo. That's how that started.
Put a finger down, emo edition. Put a finger down if you've ever had a haircut that covers your eyes. Put a finger down if black is your favorite color and that's the main color you wear. Put a finger down if you own a ton of band merch. Put a finger down if you've ever owned a studded belt. Put a finger down if you love Jack Skellington. Put a finger down if your favorite shoe brand is either Vans or Converse.
You guys following along? You ashamed? You should be. Put
a finger down if you've dyed your hair a ton of times. Put a finger down if your favorite store is either Hot Topic or Spencer's.
We have neither here. Oh, that was always so frustrating, man, whenever social media became a thing. And then like Brits and Europeans would be going onto the internet to talk to other alternative kids from around the world, right? You know, first time networking. networking with other alternatives to strengthen the brand. Like whenever alternative subculture became so big that it was referenced in TV shows, like American TV shows that were broadcast over here. And you'd hear all the time like Hot Topic. You're a Hot Topic goth, you're going to Hot Topic. We had no idea what that was. We did not have Hot Topic. That's an American thing, and it was so frustrating that you guys had it and we didn't. Okay, we had like a few fringe stores, but most of the time we had to order it online.
Put a finger down if you have tattoos or piercings. And if you're not old enough, put a finger down if you really want them. Put a finger down if you've been to a ton of concerts or have ever been to Warped Tour. Put a finger down if you confidently know the lyrics to a ton of emo songs. Put a finger down if you get triggered from hearing the G note. Put a finger down if skulls are a part of your aesthetic. And put a finger down if you've ever worn thick, dark eyeliner.
Are you only meant to do 10 finger down things because people only have 10? How many fingers down was that? That kid went through like 14 fingers. That's not how you meant to do the finger down thing. You're just standing there like a Wallace and Gromit character. No fit with all your fingers down. Genuine emo boys? Oh my god! There is gatekeeping in emo subculture now. I hate social media. Do you know what? It was super hard for these narcissistic, obnoxious elitists to gatekeep when there was no social media. They just got frustrated in their rooms and there was nothing they could do about it. Now they parade around TikTok making the most cringy, awful content you could possibly imagine. This isn't goth. That's not goth. No goth detected. Baby bats are so annoying. They're not goth. Wish they'd go away. Now everything has been gatekept because now they have a platform to do it. I loved back in the day when they weren't allowed to. I'm gonna gatekeep gatekeeping. You're not allowed to do it anymore.
Your lipstick is gone, they're not bothering Joe. I know exactly what goes on.
We actually have some emo music. Can't play it for you, because unlike every other social media platform in the world, YouTube still has not updated its music policies. So I have to completely cut all of this music out. I'm sorry, I apologize. But it's an emo song. I don't know what it is, but when I say emo music, yeah, that song that just played in your head, that's what's playing.
Have you ever wanted to style your hair like this?
No.
Then stick around, because I'm going to show you how.
Oh, cool. Great.
So, while my hair straightener is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and brush.
I don't even know if I can play this video because he's got a copyrighted song playing underneath all of this. So let's just watch this back in double speed.
My hair. For the temperature, I usually have it at like 370. That's what I usually do that. But while we're waiting for that, I'm just going to brush it out. Brushing your hair out is also an important step. Make sure you brush out your hair before you straighten it. Cover your entire face.
That's such a good idea. Yes, do brush your hair before straightening. It makes it a lot easier.
And then from there, you're going to have to like try to find a spot that's separate.
You forgot to say that you need long hair and a haircut that would facilitate the style. The very important things.
Your bangs from your fringe. I mean, like, not everyone really straightens their hair like that, but that's how I do it. Right. So now you can see my bangs are kind of like separated from...
Bangs. Why, America? I can't begin to describe the confusion being a teenager and your crappy American shows are being broadcast over here en masse on every channel and hearing the word bangs to describe a fringe. Why?
You already know this, but if you're straightening your hair, make sure you straighten it like straight down like this. Don't really go in an angle like this. Make sure it's straight down. Alright, so now that I look like Jeff the Killer from fanfiction, I don't So I already did this step before I
Hilarious.
explained it, but after you straighten your hair, like you see how the fringe is like going in all one direction? Yep, just brush it in that direction. Brush it all forward from like the back to the front. And do that with like...
Also, if you live in Ireland, you can't do this. Ireland or Scotland, you can't do this because the wind will destroy this in 0.3 seconds.
I usually use a shaving razor, kind of like this. It's got 5 blades. That's a little much, but it's what I have. Another thing you can use is like an eyebrow trimmer. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna use this. And basically what you do is for the fringe, if you want to cut your fringe, is try to find, just grab it. Just grab a strand of hair, just grab it, kind of like that. And this isn't necessary, but if you want it to have like that extra layery look, extra layers, kind of like grab it and twist it like this. And after you're done twisting it, you can kind of like straighten it out, kind of like this, and find the point where you want it to go, and say, I want it to reach out to about here. So you're gonna find that point and grab this, and just kind of cut it at that spot. Maybe move up and down a little bit just to give it some extra layering. And you have this little piece of hair that you just cut off.
Mad. Absolute madness what we used to do to our hair. Absolute madness what we used to do to our hair.
And then you can kind of, do your thing. And kind of just do that with all around. Kind of just find strands of hair and twist it if you want to. It's not necessary, but I do it. and just find the point where you want it to go and just cut it from there. But
It's amazing that human hair just is not good enough. You know? It's like the way that your hair naturally grows, not even talking about the color, just the way that it grows. It's not layered enough. It's not separated enough. It's not spiky looking enough. We have to cut it with a razor blade in a very specific way.
yeah, that's basically how I style my hair. Hairspray is an option, but it's not necessary.
Is an option? Hairspray's an option here? Where do you live, man? This windless town? Over here in Ireland and in the UK and in Wales, where I went through my teen years, it was an absolute necessity to spray a huge amount of hairspray into your hair to stop it from moving at all. If you didn't, your hair was just gonna go and that's it, ruined.
Sometimes I put in hairspray if I'm gonna go out somewhere for a long time. But yeah, that's basically it.
Not even using Got to Be Glued. Was that kid even emo? I don't think he was. Not even using Got to Be Glued. That's what I'm using right now for this hairstyle. This is not moving, okay?
Dear diary, mood apathetic. My life is spiraling downward. I couldn't get enough money to go to the Blood Red Romance and suffocate me dry
Oh my god, this song.
concert. It sucks because they play some of my favorite songs like Stab My Heart Because I Love You and Rip Apart My Soul and of course Stabby Rip Stab Stab.
That's the one where it's like, I'm an emo boy, I'm as emo as can be, or something like that. I can't remember the lyrics. Shocker, I never really listened to the emo song more than a couple of seconds at a time without getting violent, but I do remember that song. Amazon finds? Ew. Ew. There are alternative stores that you can go to. $20 for that crap? Go to like an alternative store. They are still there. They're primarily drug paraphernalia stores now. Am I right? But they do have some stuff in there. It is the strangest thing watching my generation's subculture be appropriated, which is what you're doing. For a generation that is nostalgic of a time they were not a part of. Because you weren't. Yes, you may have been around, and I'm sure you have a few memories of being 4 years old in the early 2000s, but it's just so weird. I never thought I'd be here. Look, I'm gonna get real for a second, like actually for real. So I know there are some teenagers watching this right now, and I know you think life's gonna be like this forever. Well, maybe you don't even think that. I don't think you think that. I just think you aren't aware that things are going to change drastically one day, okay? You will become the age of the irrelevant. And I'm not even talking late 20s. You're still relevant late 20s. 30s. Whenever you hit your 30s, nothing's about you anymore. You don't get away with anything anymore. Nothing's about you anymore. Nothing's for you anymore. Okay? You are irrelevant. You are expected to just provide to society, whether it's through a career or having children. That is what you're meant to be doing. Anything contrary to that is seen as sad, which is upsetting. So if you base your entire personality off the alternative subculture that you're a part of, which I did, I loved being a teenager. As I was a teenager, I loved being a teenager. I knew that it was important and I knew it was special for me to be a part of it. I knew this, which is why whenever I grew up and I started getting like mid-20s and I saw it was over for me, I was like, this hurts a lot. And it's going to hurt a lot for you too. Like, I know what it's like. You're like, yeah, it's not going to last forever, but whatever. You don't think about it. You're like, you say the words like, yes, I know this is not going to last, or I'm going to grow up one day, but today's not that day. Like, you are incapable of actually putting yourself in a scenario mentally where you can imagine being irrelevant. I know you're all making fun of millennials, like, skinny jeans are ugly as hell. I mean, they're not, but sure. You do you, idiot. And you think you're super cool and super relevant, super edgy, and you're doing things for the first time. The pioneer generation. Oh, no one's done anything as cool as what you've been doing, Gen Z. Wow, we're all super amazed. But you're gonna turn 30, and the new generation is gonna make fun of you and call all of your cool stuff that you thought was super cool lame. Okay? And it's gonna hurt a lot. Like all this brain rot comedy, all of your favorite bands, all your favorite dances and your favorite trends and your favorite shows. It's all gonna be seen as cringy and uncool by the next generation. And it's going to suck. And you're gonna get mad as well. That's upsetting. You know what's weird? I've heard very little actual emo music in this entire compilation. That was Change by Deftones. Why did that struggle to get to me there? Famously a not very emo band at all. Those shoes. Don't say anything, Jake. Just go with it. Just go with it. Hate you a lot. I don't know you, but I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Wearing a My Chemical Romance t-shirt and the shit that she's listening to. You got My Chemical Romance t-shirt. You had a great opportunity to play one of My Chemical Romance's absolute belters. Because they've got some good songs, man. Like Ghost of You, especially accompanied with the video, which won awards, by the way. Great song. You had The Used. You had Hawthorne Heights. You got Fall Out Boy. There were so many bands that you could have chosen to go with this stupid TikTok. And what did you choose? I'm gonna play you guys a very quick second of it because it's honestly, it's all you need. Listen to this. How very emo. Well, that was emo cringe. How awful. It was pretty awful. Don't forget, guys, you can get the merch down below in the link in the linky down and in the description. And bye.